He left later on with a brand new copy that I autographed for him because I thought that that copy had really been abused. And he had all kinds of red and pink pencil marks and yellow highlighting at it. And he said, I thought that you were a terrible person. I was going to deal with you and go through your book and show you were wrong. I was 2/3 the way through the book before I said, and he said, wait, maybe he's right. I haven't been able to refute the stuff that he said here so far. He said, look, and the last third of the book was hardly touched, a few pencil marks in the margins and whatnot. So it works every now and then. I had a fellow walk in the front door of the foundation right here. And Linda called me and she said, you got to talk to this guy. He had a briefcase, dressed in a business suit. He said, I'm an intern over at Broward General Hospital, right down the street here. And I want to thank you. You turned me around. I was going to become a parapsychologist. Now I'm going to be an abdominal surgeon. That's a reward. It's very rewarding. It's rewarding because of the guy with the briefcase who walked in through the door. And a lot of people that I never get to meet. I run into people, as I did in Stockholm, Sweden a couple of years ago, walking down the street. A fellow ran through traffic. Mr. Randi, with a piece of paper and a pen in his hand. I want your autograph. I said, oh, sure. I put it up against the window and I autographed. He said, I'm a skeptic too. And I turned to him and said, I doubt that. I have to keep it in character, you see. And he got a good laugh out of that. But we had coffee afterwards. And there's a fellow in Stockholm, Sweden that I'm not likely to meet who read something that I wrote, looked into it a little further, and changed his mind. So it can be done. After a certain number of years, the gray matter, I think, is permanently programmed, maybe into granite or something, a different kind of gray matter. But it's very rewarding. It is very rewarding. And the letters that particularly for young folks, I get letters from teenagers, for example. One little lady, Erin somebody, I can't think of her last name now, wrote an essay based upon my work. And wow, I looked at it and said, damn, there's got to be a future for this girl. She's something else, and I take great pride in knowing that I had something to do with it.
I saw a letter on your website referencing, and the letter could have been from me because it was referencing, you talk about youth. I saw you on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson.
Spent that money already.
Investigating a gentleman who, if memory serves me correctly, could turn phone book pages with his mind.
Yeah.
And that has stayed with me.
That wasn't the Carson Show. That was with Bob Barker. Yeah, it was one of a series of programs. That series didn't last very long, not because I was on it, I hope. That was called That's My Line, not What's My Line, That's My Line. And that was Chong Sai, whose name turned out to be James Heydrich. He had never been to China, though he said he studied in China with an old Chinese master. Well, there isn't even a decent Chinese restaurant in the town he came from in New Jersey, so his connection was a little tenuous. But yeah, he took a rather grand fall on that program, and it saved a lot of people from making a big mistake because he was starting up a school to teach children to do this kind of thing. And that's pretty nasty stuff.
What was The Tonight Show?
Oh, I did 31 of those over the years. Yeah. Just heard from Johnny yesterday, as a matter of fact, on email. He's still going strong. And every time I put something on my page that he disagrees with, I get a note right away. And that's fine, because that's what it's all about. Let's discuss these matters.
I do. I appreciate your time just tremendously. Keep up the good work.